Let me ask you something honestly. How many times today did you react to something and then immediately wish you hadn't? Maybe you snapped at someone in traffic. Maybe you fired off an angry text before you even finished reading the message. Maybe you said something at work that you've been regretting ever since. If that sounds familiar, you are not alone. In fact, that's one of the most human things about us. We are wired to react. Our brains evolved to do exactly that. React fast, react hard, react now. But here's the thing nobody tells you. Fast is not always smart. And today, I want to introduce you to an idea that's over 2,000 years old, but feels like it was written yesterday morning specifically for people like you and me living in 2024 America. It comes from a philosophy called Stoicism, and the one concept I want you to walk away with today is this. Between stimulus and response, there is a space. In that space lies your power. In that power lies your freedom. Let that sit, because everything I'm going to share with you today is built on that one idea. Now, before you think, oh great, another philosophy lecture, hear me out. Stoicism is not about being cold. It's not about suppressing your emotions. Stoicism is a practical toolkit for the mind. It was designed, literally designed by people who were dealing with war, grief, political chaos, personal loss, and betrayal. Marcus Aurelius was the emperor of Rome. He was fighting wars, dealing with corruption, facing a deadly plague, and writing journal entries at night, asking himself how to be a better person. His writings became meditations, one of the most read books by world leaders, athletes, and CEOs today. Epictetus was a former slave. He had literally nothing. He was owned by someone else, and yet he became one of the most respected philosophers in human history, because he realized that while he couldn't control his circumstances, he could control his responses to them. And that, right there, is the heart of modern Stoicism. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Epictetus. Let me give you a scenario you've probably lived through. It's Monday morning, you're already running 10 minutes late. Your boss sends you a passive-aggressive email. You know the kind, with 3 exclamation points and 0 context. Your stomach drops, your jaw tightens, your fingers are already typing. What happens next determines everything about your day. Maybe you're weak. The reactive version of you fires back. You defend yourself. Maybe you CC a few people. The drama begins. The Stoic version of you does something radical. You pause. Not because you're weak, not because you're afraid, but because you understand something deeply. Your response is a choice, and right now, your emotions are trying to make that choice for you. Viktor Frankl, a psychiatrist who survived the Holocaust, wrote about this exact idea in Man's Search for Meaning. He watched people in the absolute worst conditions imaginable, and those who survived, psychologically, spiritually, were the ones who held on to that tiny gap. Everything can be taken from a man, but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Viktor Frankl. That gap, that tiny, powerful pause, that is where Stoicism lives. Okay, so how do you actually do this? How do you create that pause in real life? Here's a modern Stoic practice I want you to try this week. Neuroscientist Dr. Jill Bolt Taylor discovered that when an emotion is triggered, the chemical reaction in your brain lasts about 90 seconds. Just 90 seconds. After that, if you're still upset, you are choosing to be. you are re-triggering yourself. Step 1. Name it. Say out loud or in your head, I am feeling angry right now. Just naming the emotion activates your prefrontal cortex, the rational brain. Step 2. Ask, is this within my control? If yes, act on it. If not, release it. Not ignore it, release it. There's a difference. Step 3. Choose your response deliberately. Ask yourself, what response will I be proud of in 2 hours, 2 days, 2 years? Marcus Aurelius wrote this to himself almost daily. The most powerful man in the world had to remind himself of this. Let me share a story that blew my mind when I first heard it. There's a former Navy SEAL who talks about a technique they use in the most high-pressure situations imaginable. They call it the 10-second delay. Before any major decision under pressure, you take 10 conscious seconds. You breathe, you observe, you choose. 10 seconds. You know what? Your Monday morning email is not a combat zone. Your traffic jam is not a life or death situation, but your brain doesn't always know that unless you tell it. The 10-second delay works in a boardroom. It works in a marriage. It works when your teenager says something that makes your blood boil. It works when social media says something designed, literally algorithmically designed to make you angry. That pause, that's the most stoic thing you can do in the modern world. Here's what I want you to do before you go. This week, just 7 days, I want you to catch yourself in one reactive moment per day. Just one. Notice the stimulus. Notice the heat rising. And before you respond, take your 10 seconds or your 90 seconds, however long you need. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius. It's not about being emotionless. It's about being free. Free from being controlled by every little thing that happens to you. That freedom, nobody can take it from you. Not your boss, not the economy, not the news, not your past. Nobody. And that, my friend, is the most powerful thing I know. If this resonated with you, please share this with someone who needs to hear it today. And I'll see you in the next one.